And here with more is on FBI Director Wray's testimony, retired FBI agent and president and CEO of Kronos Investigations, Colin Schmitt, plus former Navy SEAL and retired FBI agent and author of Sheep No More, former agent Jonathan Gilliam. Jonathan, great to have you with us as well as you, Colin. And my question for you, Colin, first is, did you get any answers, perhaps that you wanted to hear, that you may have been looking for from Christopher Wray?
No, I didn't. I expected as such on how he would go through the questioning, because most of these cases that they were asking about are under investigation, are open, and he's precluded to comment on those. I did, though, notice that he did get very agitated about the behavior of the Richmond field office, as well he should. And it seems like that one he really took that one personal, because it was pretty egregious of what they did in terms of writing that document and sending it out.
Jonathan, your impression?
Well, going right along with Colin there with that particular line of questioning that irritated Director Wray, I find it interesting that he never takes ownership of the fact that all of these issues continue to happen under his watch, and the only excuse he has or the solution is that we're going to fix training. And as Colin will tell you, we're trained not to break the law. We're trained to follow the law by the way that it's written and not go out and specifically target people. We're trained for all these things, not to make up fake evidence like they did in the Trump dossier. But I think there's a real problem here, besides Christopher Wray, is that the recruiting that has been going on for years and years in the FBI has become more and more ideologically based. And the people that we see now that are willing to break the law so that they can further their ideology, those people have gone through the ranks, and those people are only going to recruit like-minded people. So when you continuously hear Christopher Wray talk about the numbers that are up in the FBI, don't concern yourself with the stats of how many people are coming to the FBI or applying. Concern yourself with who is being recruited and who is being hired by the FBI. That's the important part of this.
And Colin, do you believe that the FBI is, I'll say, increasingly politicized, particularly against Republicans and conservatives?
Well, the FBI is a reflection of society. You have 38,000 people, so our society is increasingly politicized. When I was training new agents, though, I tell them, you didn't get hired because you can do push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups. You didn't get hired because you look good in a suit. You get hired for your judgment. And if you can't demonstrate good judgment, the FBI is not the place for you. So for the example of the Richmond issue, that obviously wasn't good judgment, because apparently 5 people signed off on that. And what frustrates me as somebody who's a retired agent and whose father was a retired agent is I'd like to see the senior executives take a step back, hit the pause button, and kind of take some time to think about their decision making and think about the optics that affects the other 99% of the FBI that's doing fantastic work in the field, and understand that those things that they're doing and their decisions are affecting the entire organization.
Now, Jonathan, one of the arguments on Wray's behalf is that he was actually a Trump appointee and that Republicans voted him in. How do you read that? Because I'm somebody, you've been the FBI guy, so you know where it gets political. I still am one of those, idealistically observing persons that thinks that these are some of the best and brightest people we can get serving, and I hope they're recruiting quality people, and I hate to think that it's actually political.
Well, I'll give you one phrase that will push away any worry about whether or not Christopher Wray was loyal to Trump. It's a phrase that is large and expansive. Chris Christie. Chris Christie is the one who got Christopher Wray that job. So the reality is Christopher Wray was loyal to Chris Christie. Chris Christie got him the job through Trump. So his loyalty is not to Trump. That's first and foremost. The second thing I want to say about what Colin said is that I would love for what he said to be true, for the executives to see what's going on and take a step back and look at this whole thing. But we're not talking about one individual from Richmond. We're talking about multiple scandals. We're talking about spying on on the American people. We're talking about targeting Catholics, targeting conservatives, working with social media groups, with people who used to be executives in the FBI that now work for those social media groups without warrants. All these things are occurring with multiple people involved. We're talking tremendous amounts of people that are involved in management and at some lower levels in the FBI. So that is a bigger problem than one or two or five people that may be causing a ruckus in the FBI. We have a systemic problem, and it overshadows what you're talking about, which is some of the good people doing good things.
Okay.
All right, Jonathan Gilliam, Colin Schmitt, thank you so much. And Jonathan, I like your background today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.